Police service and the judiciary. He called on collaboration between the two independent entities and urging both of them to focus on the greater good of the people. And of course, he clearly stated that through that collaboration, it will protect the country's independence and democracy, as well as the independent institutions as much as they're interdependent. He clearly stated that some of the disagreements witnessed will jeopardize the main goal, which is to serve the populace. In regards to some of the other reforms the president has touched upon is in terms of the implementation process that will be kick-started by none other than that particular committee led by former Chief Justice, that is David Maraga. Earlier on, the CS for Public Service, that is Justin Muturi, affirmed that 95% of the implementation is currently underway. Those are the images from Lower Kabete, the Kenya School of Government, and you can see the president is currently leaving. I want to bring you back to the studio, given that we need to inform you on what is happening across the country. We're taking a short commercial break. Don't go too far. We'll be back with the day's news.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we
have to do it twice.
Siku zinasonga sambamba na matukio yanavyojiri.
Kuyajua hayo mbali na hamasa zilizopo kwengineko, shirika la utangazaji KBC limejitolea kuhakikisha ubora wa matangazo yasiyo na chuku.
Darubini huangazia mengi ya kusini na kaskazini, mashariki na magharibi, na kukuwasilishia kwa njia stahiki.
Ufasaha, usawa, uketo, pasipo kuegemea upande wowote.
Iwapo hutaki shaka kwa unachoarifiwa, Darubini itakidhi mahitaji yako.
Jina langu ni Nancy Onyancha.
Na mimi ni Harith Salim.
Jina langu ni Gladys Mungai.
Mimi ni Ahmed Jumabalo.
Nami ni Sarafina Robi.
KBC, angazo la Wakenya.
Thank you for joining us on Healthy Living. Stay connected to Voice of America at voanews.com. A look at your kidneys and how they impact your health. And an expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day. Mbona unakuanga na wivu na sisi?
Wivu gani? Ukweli ni wivu.
Utaki tuoane? Hii harusi ilikuwa yako.
Hata uliniuliza hivyo.
Wewe ulikuwa unakuja kuoa.
Unaniuliza hivyo nikakwambia.
Wewe ndio unaoa.
Kwa hivyo uko na bwana. Of course. Na unataka na ulinisika hiyo siku hata kabla nionje honeymoon.
Hiyo ndo yanafanyikanga. Ukifunja sheria hakuna sheria, anakata ni msumeno, anakata bando yote mbili. Iwe wewe ni newlywed, iwe wewe ni oldwed, wewe sheria watapata ama wataingia ndani.
Siku yako itafika.
Utakiwa wa pili.
Siku yako itafika.
Wewe una hiyo kisungu yote. Akatupea mbasa iko na simu.
That's an hour of time we don't have, Farah. I say we listen to what Kenyanjui has to say, right? How about we focus on the task at hand?
Will you come off my back, Katito? I am a woman, I can multitask.
Now that you guys have all of a sudden decided to be Mother Teresa's, let me take my leave.
What kind of nonsense is this? Eh? Why can't you just speak normally?
Masefara, shut up, you're not the director.
Will you pay attention? You are just about to arrest him.
I shall do no such a thing.
Goodbye.
Good afternoon and thank you for making time for us on this KBC Lunchtime News. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Lensa Odingo. We start here in the capital where the university's academic staff union, that is WASU, and the Kenya University's staff union, KUSU, have announced the start of a nationwide strike in Kenya's 35 public universities. The strike follows the expiry of a one-week strike notice issued on the 11th of September 2024. Speaking when they declared the nationwide strike at the Technical University of Kenya, the Union Secretary Generals vowed to boycott classes until their 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreement, which they tabled on September 4th, 2020, is approved. They are demanding consideration of the 7 to 10% increment in basic salaries that other government workers were given last year as a bare minimum.
We gather here this morning to launch officially our strike that we have promised to issue, and today it is on. The 7 days that have lapsed, we extended a window to the government and the employers to get back to us with a positive response. None has come.
We don't want promises. We gave our proposal on 4th September 2020. So from 4th September 2020, if you are still asking for more time in 2024, then think twice.
No more promises. 4 years.
No.
4 years.
What we are saying, other public service employees were given 7 to 10%. We are also government employees.
Yes.
We want the 7 to 10% that other public sector employees were given.
And in other news, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission has embarked on an ambitious journey to establish a framework to facilitate a national transgenerational conversation geared towards empowering diverse peace actors to initiate and sustain a common understanding and conflict resolution. The Commission has identified a lack of trust in government institutions and bad governance as key impediments to the progress. Speaking during a stakeholders breakfast meeting at Nairobi Hotel, the Commission's chairperson, Reverend Samuel Kobia, says the Commission is strategically placed to steer the conversation towards a peaceful country, even as they called on all stakeholders to participate in the process.
Unity is handled well. Different generations will learn to appreciate the role each group played and build on it towards a progressive nation building.
Dialogue is the mother of all agreements in the world over, starting from the compound you live in.
We are really hopeful about more spaces, more avenues to just participate. We are not asking for much. Is it okay to participate in these decisions that are being made, that are about us?
To the devolved units now, Kakamega Governor Fernandes Baraza says service delivery in counties is grinding to a halt following delayed disbursement of county allocation funds by the National Treasury. Baraza, who doubles up as the chairperson of the Finance at the Council of Governors, clearly states that Treasury owes counties 3 months of county allocation funds affecting service delivery and payment of staff in county governments. Payments for contractors and suppliers are the worst hit, derailing development projects being implemented by the devolved units.
Ningependa kuomba Mheshimiwa ambaye ni CPA Mbadi, waziri wa National Treasury, ya kwamba tangu mwezi wa 7, mwezi wa 8 na sasa ni mwezi wa 9 hatujapata pesa kutoka kwa national government. Contractors wetu wanaumia, hawajalipwa, suppliers wetu wanaumia, hawajalipwa. Hata tuko na majukumu mengi ambayo imeathirika because of lack of funds.
The government is set to announce new regulations aimed at streamlining the operation of recruitment agencies offering job opportunities for Kenyans abroad. Labour Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua, appearing before the Senate plenary this morning, revealed that the regulations are designed to curb the rising cases of Kenyans being duped by rogue agencies. This comes as senators sought answers from government on how they will protect Kenyans who have been victims of fake agencies, losing their hard-earned monies and being subjected to poor working conditions in the foreign nations.
You know, we go further to ensure that the vetting weeds out the bad people. And the vetting from what I've learned is that out of the people vetted, about 30 to 40% never qualify, even though they had the documents. So it is a real operation to ensure that we get the best. So the government here does its job. After approval, you pay a full registration fee, and then you have to be a member of a recognized association of private employment agencies, because we need somebody also to keep on monitoring you, so that when you go rogue, they're able to tell us. And then you execute 1.5 million security bond to the bank. This is for people who are engaging in foreign recruitment. Tomorrow, sidetrack just to add to this, I'll be holding a meeting, a follow-up meeting with the recruitment agencies that recruit for people in Kenya and mostly for overseas. We had a meeting about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago where we deliberated about how we can work together. How do we cut the bureaucracy? How do we identify the crooks? Where is the problem? How do we reform National Employment Agency? How do we reform the National Training Institute, NITA? How do we reform the Labor Ministry to ensure that it is current in terms of the needs of the market?
And in other news, pressure continues to mount on the government to expedite investigations to unravel the whereabouts of Delaware MCA Yusuf Hussein Abdi, who went missing on Friday amid claims he was abducted. Wajir County Assembly Minority Leader and a section of residents in Mombasa are now calling on the government to speed up investigations and find his alleged abductors and the missing legislator. The MCA was allegedly abducted along Enterprise Road while heading to his home in Pangani from South Sea on Friday last week.
Tunawaambia serikali ifanye juhudi yoyote huyo kijana apatikane. Sisi tuna machungu sana, hatuwezi kubali kabisa kijana yetu akosekane hivyo hivyo kimchezo, hatuwezi. Tunataka kijana wetu kiongozi Yusuf Hussein Talfio apatikane kwa haraka iwezekanavyo.
Tunaomba watu wa DCI, polisi wafanye investigation, watafute huyo mtu. Kama amefanya makosa aletwe kotini. Huwa kuna sheria, nchi yetu ya Kenya kuna sheria.
Na tunatoa amri sisi kama wananchi, na wananchi ndio wakubwa wenu, manake sisi ndio tulioandika kazi. Tunasema huyo kiongozi aletwe haraka iwezekanavyo.
Elsewhere, stakeholders have proposed a raft of issues to streamline the public participation bill to ensure inclusivity, transparency and accountability for effective public participation in the country. This was the clarion call during the launch of the development of a legislative framework for public participation in an exercise to be overseen by the Office of the Attorney General. The meeting, among other, proposed the establishment of an Office of the Registrar of Public Participation to enhance accountability and streamline all public participation engagements. The Kenya policy on public participation was developed by the Office of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice and approved by the Cabinet. It is yet to get the green light from Parliament as public views are sought. The 2010 Constitution dictates public participation takes place before the passage of crucial laws.
The main objective of the policy is to provide comprehensive framework for the management and coordination of public participation in Kenya for the fulfillment of constitutional requirement. The absence of a comprehensive legislative framework for public participation poses significant challenges, including inconsistency in the manner that the public participation is conducted across different sectors and levels of government.
The bill, among other interventions, proposed the establishment of the Office of the Registrar of Public Participation as a response to a coordination gap identified in the Kenya policy for public participation.
A public participation exercise must, however, show intentional inclusivity and diversity. A program of public participation cannot disregard bona fide major stakeholders, otherwise the program will be ineffective and illegal.
Previously, public participation has generally been undertaken in an ad hoc processes, yet the input that they contributed was not indeed taken into consideration.
Elsewhere, police in Mwingi are investigating an incident where unknown individuals are reported to have torched a teacher's house, leaving the occupants homeless. Sylvester Mwendwa, who is a teacher in Kitui East Sub-County, said he was in the office when he received a call informing him his house had been set ablaze. He then rushed home only to find his entire house and belongings had been razed down. Mwendwa is now calling for the arrest of the arsonists with little information on their motive or whereabouts.
Nilikuja kupata wanakijiji wamejumuika hapa na nyumba yenyewe ilikuwa imechomeka, na tuliona mahali aliweza kueneza ule moto, akachoma kila kitu, nyumba yote ikateketea na mali yote yenye ilikuwa ndani ikateketea. Sasa mwenye tuna suspect alifanya kitendo kile, inasemekana bado anaonekana area tu, anatembea area, na tulifikisha ripoti kwa polisi. Hata kuanzia siku hiyo tumekuwa naoga, hata tulali nyumbani, tunaomba malazi sababu hakuna mahali pa kulala, mahali yote iliteketea.
Tulipiga ripoti kwa polisi post ya Dhidha police post, na bado tunaendelea na uchunguzi, na ninaomba wanakijiji watusaidie na information kama wanaweza kuwa wana suspect yeyote.
In a significant stride towards empowering women and youth, the Mama Haki Foundation has launched the second phase of its Stawisha Empowerment Program. The program, a 5-year initiative, seeks to inculcate financial and digital literacy, entrepreneurship and soft skills among youth and women in Mombasa County.
The event attracted hundreds of local residents with notable attendance from Mombasa Senator Miraj Abdillahi, who lauded the partners for their unwavering support of this notable initiative, adding that it will inculcate various skills, including financial and digital literacy skills, entrepreneurship skills and advanced skills in artificial intelligence.
Lakini je, tuko tayari kupambana ili kuona hizi biashara zetu zinatufanya tujifakhiri mbele ya wenzetu baada ya kikao kama hiki? Na waomba kwa unyenyekevu yale mafunzo ambayo tumepewa hapa na benki ya DTB tuwe ni wenye kuyaweka katika fikra nzito sana.
DTB Sales Manager Mercy Douglas said as an organization, they are committed to impacting lives with special focus on women-led enterprises. noting their ability to transform Mombasa's economy. The program will also include intensive workshops led by industry experts, where participants will engage in hand-on projects.
Nimewaita hapa kuwaruzuku kwa hiki kidogo, kwa sababu ni ahadi ambayo sisi na Rais William Samoei Ruto tuliweka kwa Wakenya. Tukasema kwamba yule wa chini tutamwezesha kupitia ile inaitwa Hustler Fund.
This comprehensive approach aligns with sustainable development goals and national economic agendas aimed at uplifting the socio-economic status of Kenyans as per Vision 2030.
Kile kidogo ambacho wakfu wa Mama Haki tumepanga kuwapatia leo kama seed capital ni kwa sababu nayajua sisi tumekuwa wafanyikazi wa wenye maduka. Tunaamka asubuhi, tunachukua unga wa ngano, tunachukua samli, tunachukua chumvi, jioni faida yote imeenda katika matumizi ya siku, tunachukua tena ule mtaji tunamregeshea tena mwenye duka. Imekuwa mviringo wa kila siku.
Timothy Kipnoso for Lunchtime News.
And of course, this afternoon we'll be telling you if Douglas Kanja, the nominee to the National Inspector General of Police, has been approved or not. And of course, in a coming while, we'll be telling you what has transpired in terms of the debate that were happening on the floor of the House in regards to the IG nominee. Don't go too far. We are taking our first commercial break. You can also reach out to us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 and at Abdiaziz Hashim 1.
On KBC Channel 1, we are a TV station like no other. Get a taste of the best in entertainment.
Yes, indeed.
Feel the passion.
Will you promise me?
I swear that you will never lose me. I can't get married to you.
I'm sure you knew about it. That's why you're making fun of me.
Experience the drama.
Get out.
Who is the man in this one?
And the laughter.
Hii wigi umevaa kichwani.
Sile wakati tulikuwa tunaapishwa tunapewa mheshimiwa.
Move to the beat.
We are live from Broadcasting House.
And get informed on the latest happenings. KBC Channel 1.
Wow. Yeah!
We are the full package.
Oh, yes.
And Kenya's watching.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we
have to do it twice.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to the coastal region where police in Mombasa County have arrested two suspected notorious criminals, namely 22-year-old Mohammed Ibrahim and 19-year-old Abdiaziz Ali. The duo was captured on CCTV cameras armed with machetes and knives attacking and robbing civilians in broad daylight. According to the police, the two were apprehended following an intelligence-led operation by officers from DCI Coastal Region who trailed the criminals to their hideout in Utange area, Kisauni constituency. Speaking after the arrest, Mvita Sub-County Police Commander Maxwell Agoro issued a stern warning to other criminals terrorizing locals in Mombasa County, stating that they will be caught and dealt with according to the law. So far, 13 notorious criminals in Mombasa have been apprehended.
On the 14th day of September 2024, at around 08:30 along the Maria area. We received a report that an individual who was walking in the street was attacked by 3 men who were riding on a motorcycle, and they robbed him of his phone and other belongings. Immediately before they conducted the robbery, they inflicted an injury on his forehead and the left hand. A manhunt was launched, and today, acting on a credible intelligence information, we managed to catch up with them at Utange area within Kisauni. This is a group which operates in Mombasa, but then they ran away in the neighborhood. The police managed to arrest them and escorted them to Makupa police station, where they are being processed and further police action to follow. The 2 are amongst those ones who are being wanted within Mombasa, and the police are catching up with them. It's only that we are sounding a warning to those who have got such kind of intention that the NPS will not relent until we catch up with them.
And in other news, Homa Bay County Commissioner Moses Lilan has cautioned school heads against employing elderly guards to guard the schools, citing they faced a lot of challenges in handling potential security threats owing to slow response. His call comes as part of a broader strategy by the government to enhance security measures across the county's educational institutions. He revealed that the county government has set up groups on social media platforms that include security personnel and education stakeholders to enable quick communication and response in cases of emergency.
All the watchmen must be taken through a mandatory police certification, just to ensure these guys have a free criminal record. Number 2, in terms of health and agility, they should also be confirmed that they are capable. And then number 4, they should be people who are dedicated. They are at station every time they are required to be at station. We must secure our schools. Our children must be safe. We have created an information sharing mechanism by security within the proximity of each of the schools. We'll be constantly communicating. In the event there is an issue within a school, they should be able to share information. And in the event of an incident, we should all be able to attend to it in very, very quick time. We have also brought on board the fire brigade at the county government. We have also brought in the entire county disaster management team and all the stakeholders around that organ.
Still within the education sector, businessmen in Kwale County have urged the government to improve the conditions of facilities and increase the number of teachers in special schools. In collaboration with the Mwajambo self-help group, the businessman donated food, clothing and sanitary pads to children with a disability and urged the public to end stigma associated with disability.
Onyesha dormitory pale zinahitaji kumalizwa, hazina rangi, hazina plasta. Kuna ingine iko pale inahitaji kuwekwa mabati.
Kwa sana pale ambako ile shule ambako inahitaji ni pa kulala, pale pa malazi, madarasa, na kwa kuwa nimetangulia kusema kwamba kuna wale ambao ni wako na unit ya cerebral palsy hapo.
Kwenye nyumba anaona aibu ya wale watoto kutagamana na watoto wenzao. Kwa hivyo inakuwa ni kama anaona haya, lakini akiwa hapa hata yule mtoto anachagamka, anakuwa kama wale wengine.
Healthcare providers have been urged to encourage open communication between them and their patients to enhance diagnosis accuracy and minimize risks of patient care. In Homa Bay County, patients are facing significant challenges related to misdiagnosis, a situation that has largely been attributed to poor communication, which has resulted to stigma and confusion regarding their health condition. This as Kenya joined the world in marking World Patient Safety Day 2024.
When we see patients, one thing that you want to get is accurate diagnosis, so that by the time you're treating the patient, you know exactly what you're dealing with. That's one of the things that will ensure that you get safe care to the patient.
Mishandling on the diagnosis, in that by the first time that an individual is being found or diagnosed with a condition like diabetes, epilepsy, and others, there is no proper preparation of this person to understand his or her condition.
We have a committee even in this hospital that works together with MSF, which is called the Patient-Centered Care Committee, which also looks at the safety of the care that we give to our patients here.
Trouble is brewing at the Kipepeo butterfly farming project in Malindi, Kilifi County amid claims of mismanagement of the project that is costing farmers losses in profit. The irate farmers are alleging poor compensation of their product, arguing the sale of a butterfly papai, which previously retailed at 60 shillings for one, had dropped to 40 shillings. Additionally, they are accusing the management of handpicking their cronies to work after removing the papai inspectors and two crucial committee members. The farmers are now demanding action against the project manager, Hussein Aden, who they accuse of running down the project.
Dola iko 120 to 130. Dola Kipepeo ni 20 bob. Huyu mkulima ampangiwa aprosper ama anguke. Hii community haijafaidi kutoka hii gatherings. Haijafaidi kitu kabisa. Na tukiangalia kule kwengine watu hao wanafaidi. Kuna watoto wanasomeshwa, kuna wamama wana biashara, na kuna vitu vingi vinafanyika kwa faida ya hii gatherings. Lakini sisi watu wa Gede hatupati faida yoyote. Kwa hivyo naomba hii kwamba ifanyiwe auditing hii project. Tena na auditor general, kwa sababu iko significant kwetu. Ni ndogo ndio, lakini very significant. Imeshikilia maisha ya watu na kuhifadhi msitu.
Also, a pastoralist community in Laikipia North Sub-County are winning the war in eradicating the invasive cactus plant, which had overrun 80% of Laikipia arable lands, hence displacing residents from their lands. The use of the insects 5 years ago by Northern Rangeland Trust, NRT, a Laikipia County-based organization, has been effective in the cactus eradication. Speaking in Lipolei during a ceremony to mark the 5 years milestone on the eradication the invasive plant, Margaret Mamai, a member of the Naibunga community, said the insect suck off sap from the cactus plants until it dies off, as opposed to the use of traditional approaches.
Sasa hii ni mwaka 5 ilikuwa anaendelea tu na area hii. Na anasuru ng'ombe, anasuru mbuzi, anasuru gondoro. Sasa watu yote anakuwa laini moja kwa wasigini, sababu hii matunda anamaliza ng'ombe. Hii sasa hii iko ile nyakundu, sasa ng'ombe kukula anarudi kuingia mdomo. Sasa hiyo mdomo mbuzi hausi kula tena, anasimama hapo na anakufa hapo tu. Sasa sisi nashukuru hii kampuni sababu analetea hii dudu.
Kufika sasa tumeanza kuo hii matunda kwa ekari kama 10,000 ikichanganywa pamoja. Kwa ni pali mingi kidogo, lakini ikichanganywa inasafika eka 10,000. Na hapo mbele kabla tuwe hii matunda ardhi ilikuwa imejaa matunda na ilikuwa inamea nyasi. Kwa sasa pali yote matunda imekufa, ardhi imeanza kurudi na nyasi imeanza kuwa mingi.
Moving on, residents of Loresho in Nairobi County today staged a peaceful protest over claims of land grabbing belonging to the Loresho police post. According to the residents, the land grabber, whose identities are known, has reportedly taken over 3 acres of the police station land, displacing police families living on the property. Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi joined the protesters, saying those who are claiming ownership need to come forward with proof of ownership. Wanyonyi warned the police against protecting criminals and emphasized the need to defend public land for community use.
And in Westlands, we are going to protect any space that belongs to the public, any community land. We should not allow people to suffocate us. We should not allow people to come here wataka kufinya sisi atuchini nani.
Now, welcome to the world of business. Water and energy solutions provider Davis and Shirtliff has partnered with the Flowserve Corporation to enhance access to industrial pumps and seals for companies across East and Central Africa. The partnership seeks to improve efficiency of water use in industries whose water demand is expected to increase by 125% by 2030.
Water supply for Kenya's major urban and industrial centers is insufficient to meet current demand. Industrial water demand is expected to increase by 125% by 2030. Industrial water use efficiency is key in ensuring prudent use of this scarce resource. Water and energy solutions provider Davis and Shirtliff has partnered with Flowserve Corporation to enhance access to industrial pumps and seals for companies across East and Central Africa. The collaboration will allow Davis and Shirtliff to expand its industrial portfolio with Flowserve products, while Flowserve will gain access to East and Central African market by leveraging Davis and Shirtliff's established regional presence. The partnership seeks to lead the way in energy transition projects for industrial companies in the region.
The lead times will be less, and also, critically, support will be more. So we will be able to support the products with spare parts, technical assistance, so it will benefit particularly industrial and commercial customers. They'll be able to get the products they need very quickly, and they'll be very well supported.
Efficient water systems ensure less energy is consumed, lower carbon emissions, and adoption of operational practices that are more sustainable.
We are bringing products to the market that have, over a 5-year period, the lowest total cost of ownership in the industry. So that's what the value that we bring here.
With technology, customers digitize their energy-producing assets and industrial processes and use data-driven insights to prevent equipment failures, reduce downtime, and avoid costly repairs, leading to more efficient and sustainable operations. Bete Kiptum, Lunchtime News.
Kenya plans to increase joint Kenyan coffee exhibitions in key international markets to drive up exports. In a 3-year strategy, the Agriculture and Food Authority and Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency will scale up branding of the Kenyan coffee through research on key markets to increase coffee earnings.
Kenya coffee shipments increased by 1% last year, exporting 48,858 tons last year, up from 48,301 tons in 2022. Despite the increase in volumes, Kenya coffee earning dipped by 6%, with Kenya earning 34.6 billion shillings from coffee exports as compared to 37 billion shillings in 2022. To increase export volumes and acquire new markets, key coffee marketing agencies are planning to hold joint exhibition globally to showcase Kenyan coffee produce.
See, one of the milestones here is to be able to also re-energize the demand for coffee. Just like we take our tea, we should also be taking our coffee. If you look at a country like Korea, one of our major destinations for coffee, after every 2 blocks there's a coffee shop. After every 2 blocks there's a coffee shop. If you go to Ethiopia again, you find their coffee everywhere.
Under a 3-year partnership, Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency and the Agriculture and Food Authority will jointly market Kenyan coffee in key international markets.
That act of promoting, we want to work together with Keproba to ensure that this product is not only exported but also consumed in this country.
The cooperation will also entail the two agencies conduct market research to guide coffee producers on new global market trends.
We're not able to emphasize on what is considered our competitive advantage. So that's one of the reasons that we also would like to be able to have that commonality in ensuring that we improve on our coffee.
The coffee promotion venture is expected to increase coffee shipments by 25% annually through acquisition of new markets. Benson Drioba reporting for Lunchtime News.
And now finally, welcome to the world of sports. Kenya Under-18 boys volleyball team assistant coach Geoffrey Omondi has been appointed as the new Kenya Pipeline women's volleyball team head coach. The former Trailblazer head coach takes up the role from Esther Chepkoskei, who will now be deputizing him.
Geoffrey Omondi was very instrumental as the national boys under-18 volleyball team finished 4th overall in the African Nations Championship Commonwealth Championship qualifiers in Tunisia last month. His first assignment will be to guide the former African Queens in their quest to reclaim the league title currently held by Accra Rivals KCB. Kenya Pipeline also made changes in the playing unit as Gladys Ekaru was named captain, taking over from Seta Rose Magoi, who has retired and will be assisted by libero Celestine Nyongesa. Meanwhile, KCB upcoming outside hitter Mariam Musa and middle blocker Miriam Lomisian have joined the side, while former Kenyan international Noel Murambi and Violet Makuto makes a return to the place they called home.
And now to Europe, where Bayern Munich's forward Harry Kane wrote his name in the history books again when he scored 4 goals in their 9-2 victory over Dynamo Zagreb to become England's top scorer in the UEFA Champions League and the European Cup history. Now, Harry Kane, the quadruple, also marked another London-born player. France winger Michael Olise scored twice on his Champions League debut. Now, while preferred teams were playing in the Champions League, others were playing like the Manchester United team recorded an emphatic 7-0 victory over League One's Barnsley to advance to the EFL last 16, thanks to Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho and Christian Eriksen, who all scored twice as Brazilian winger Antony converted from the spot kick.
Continued his run. Instead it's a switch for Rashford. It's a beautiful first touch. And Rashford is in. And Rashford has scored. 2 goals in 2 games for Marcus Rashford. And Antony will try and collect this ahead of the goalkeeper. And that will be a penalty. He's played just a single minute of football for United this season before tonight. And now he's on the score sheet in the Carabao Cup. His first start of the campaign is marked with a goal. Here's Rashford again, onto his right, and still weaving his way through. Garnacho! Well, that will do it. 3 goals in the first half. Well, it's Garnacho who has the freedom of Old Trafford now as he approaches the Stretford end. Simple as you like. 4-0 United, 2 for Garnacho. Rashford might be in with a chance again. 5-star Manchester United. Poked on for Bruno Fernandes. Low ball in. Well, that was class. Xerxes. Eriksson. It is 7.
Well, all the United fans can do is hope that yesterday's result can be maintained in this weekend. That is a matter of wait and see. You know the current form of Manchester United. But others are playing in the Champions League. The UCL night continues with Manchester City expected to take on Inter Milan at the Etihad Stadium. Paris Saint-Germain are expected to welcome Girona, and other matches where Club Brugge are expected to take on Borussia Dortmund. And in our subsequent bulletins, we'll be focusing on some of the police reforms that have been, of course, brought forth by none other than the Maraga-led committee, and of course handed over to President William Ruto last year. And right now they were looking at the implementation status, among other stories that we'll be filing for you in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim, the sign language interpreter, and the bottom end of the screen is Lensa Odingo. Good afternoon for now.
Oh my goodness, I just love you for free. I'm not the girl who lies. Nick is gone.
Kuna kitu Alice ameniambia.
Alice.
Too much pressure, madam. Hata sijui nifanye nini.
What is this?
Read it.
We're not losing this, Dad.
Ruth is here and he's breathing fire.
JJ is suing Kaikara and I'm not in the picture.
If you're here to threaten me, don't bother. It will not work.
Umri wangu hauniruhusu kucheza mchezo ya kishenzi kama hiyo.
You're behaving like a child.
You are who you are. Yesterday, today and forevermore.
Can never doubt what God is doing in the lives of people.
Niliacha shule nikiwa 10 years kwa sababu wazazi wangu walikufa. Na nikawa ninapitia maisha mangumu, nikawa nitashindwa na kuendelea na masomo. Nikaachia class 3. Na kupitia hiyo ndio pale nilienda nikakutana na watu hao wa kuosha pesa. Lakini ule mzee kabla atoe pesa ile alikuwa amesema 1,100 ya kununua, alienda alikuanga mlevi akaenda town akawekewa mchele akakufanga. So wakati niliamua kuwa poison ndio sasa nikaenda nikaambia mama mmoja, mimi na wewe familia yetu, Mungu akianza na wewe anakupelekanga vizuri. Bora usimwache Mungu na usikosane na Mungu.
Kujeni muone.
Shikamoo wakubwa wangu na mjambo wadogo wangu. Nikitumai nyote mbuheri wa afya tangu wiki iliyopita tulipokuwa pamoja. Ni juma lingine tunakutana kulikunjua jamvi letu la mkulima, tukiwa tayari kujifunza mbinu tofauti za kilimo na teknolojia zinazoimarisha afya. Kama desturi, mie ni wenu Frederick Mbada. Karibu. Gari letu la kilimo likiwa bado maeneo haya ya pwani, likiangazia kilimo biashara na teknolojia zinazoimarisha maisha ya wakulima maeneo haya. Leo basi tutaangazia